Hello everyone, this is ACHAIA Kaya, and I apologize for not being around much recently the past couple weeks. There was some serious drama going down at work, and I was insanely busy at work. And then last week, I was actually gone all week out of town, didn't have internet access or anything, and I was actually singing and playing guitar all week. So if you notice, my voice may be a little bit trashed today. Hopefully I'll be able to get a couple of VODs out here for you since it's been a while, but I am picking up in round 2 of the SC2 Army versus VGvSC2A matchup, and right now the first matchup in round 2 is going to be gearv0sh versus KillerPlague, and KillerPlague is spawning as the pink Protoss on the right side. We are playing on Lost Temple here, which is a 4-player map, and once again, KillerPlague was the only person on the VGvSC2A team that actually won in the first round. So, and KillerPlague saying most embarrassing moment ever. I'm not sure exactly what he did that was embarrassing. I may have missed it right at the start of the game there. But anyways, gearv0sh going a pretty typical Terran build, putting his first supply depot out by his ramp, and then will continue to finish the wall off with another barracks and another supply depot most likely. But he is sending his first scout out, and it looks like KillerPlague actually has his first scout out as well. And both players, coincidentally, are actually scouting in the exact wrong direction. It looks like they are going to discover each other's bases last. As you can see, the scouting pattern here for gearv0sh is going to go left, bottom, and then discover KillerPlague here on the right, and then KillerPlague is already scouted the bottom, going to scout the left right now, and then we'll scout the top middle, which is where gearv0sh is actually as his last scout. So both players will have plenty of time before they have the enemy scout in their base, although I don't know if gearv0sh is going to be able to finish this wall off. It looks like his barracks will be done, but if it's it'll be up to him to see if he can get a supply depot up in time to block that scout off from getting in there and getting some additional intel, and it doesn't look like he's going to be able to get that up there. So KillerPlague going to be able to get up into his base and see exactly what's going on with gearv0sh right now, as he does have one refinery up and he is getting his orbital command already. Looking back at the base of KillerPlague, he has got his first gateway up, putting down a cybernetics core, so it looks like we may see him go for some early sentries or stalkers, perhaps going to completely bypass building any zealots before putting down that cyber core. He does have one coming out right now, although looking at the units overlay here, we can see that there is a 4-worker difference between the Protoss player and the Terran player. KillerPlague does have 4 more probes than gearv0sh does have SCVs, although with that orbital command he does have the mule, which will make up for that worker discrepancy. As you can see on the income tab, they are pretty much even right now. You can see it bouncing up and down there for gearv0sh because that mule does bring in 30 minerals per trip, so that is definitely a huge advantage for the Terran and the Econ. But you can see their gas is pretty even as well. Both players just working on one geyser with 3 workers in each geyser, and it looks like no more gateways going down just yet. He is researching the warp gate technology, and the first stalker coming out right now, and actually here comes the second gateway. So this is about the timing that we'll see if he decides to go for a 4-gate push or if he decides to switch into some kind of robotech build. We'll see here in just a minute which one he opts to go on, but there is a second barracks going down. He has one marauder coming out right now, and of course researching that concussive shell upgrade that is absolutely crucial for dealing with a large number of early zealots, although we did see that there are not a whole lot of zealots on the map for KillerPlague right now, and it looks like no mule on the map for gearv0sh. He may have used his energy to do a scan. As you can see that his energy is below 50, but there is no mule. The timing on the energy for the mules works out about so that just as one mule is finishing up, you will have enough energy to call down another mule. So technically, if you would like to do so, you can constantly have one mule on the map helping your minerals, but obviously with his energy below that, no mule, he must have used one for a scan, and it looks like this probe that was chasing down the scouting SCV is going to be taken down by the Marauders and Marines that came out to defend it. But looking back at the base of gearv0sh, he is putting down a Ghost Academy as well, which using EMP against the Protoss army, very important, as a lot of the early Protoss units, as you can see here with the Zealot, Stalker, and Sentry, have less than 100 shields. So one EMP still has the same effect that EMP did in StarCraft 1, where in StarCraft 1 it always took away all shields. In StarCraft 2 it only takes away 100 shields, But like I said, most of the early Protoss units don't have more than 100 shields to begin with anyways, and even the Immortals that you see coming out of the robotics bay, or robotics facility rather, do not have, they only have 100 shield exactly. So that is a very, very hard counter to the Protoss Immortals, because if you can take down all the Immortal shields, which is really the big advantage to, or well, one of the big advantages. The advantages of the Immortal, of course, are twofold. One being the shield upgrade that allows them to only take 10 damage no matter how much damage the attack does. But then, of course, the other advantage is the amount of bonus damage it does to armored units, because it does an insane amount of damage. But it looks like gearv0sh is going to push up with just a few units here, and is going to have to back up because there are a lot of Protoss units up at the top of this ramp here. Although trying to use that concussive shield ability to, the concussive shell ability to the best of his ability in order to slow down that Protoss army from advancing on his position, but he is going to have to back out. And a couple more Stalkers warping in right now. He does have a third gateway going, but it looks like he has moved into the robotics facility tech. You can see he does have one Immortal coming out right now, and on the Terran